Good morning, everybody. Welcome to EDU 600, Research Methods and Techniques. We are now entering the spring of 2022 semester. If this is your first class at USM, I'd like to officially welcome you to USM, and I'd like to welcome you to the whatever master's program you are in. I've been teaching EDU 600 for quite a few years now, and I'd hate to count how many times and how many classes I have taught. So I've also been part of the faculty at USM for over 10 years. I currently am the one and only full-time faculty at the Adult and Higher Ed program, the master's program at USM, which involves teaching generally 4 classes a semester. I advise 70 to 80 students. I attend to certain issues, including meetings and admission type information. But I'm very, very involved with the Adult and Higher Ed program, also the Ed Leadership program, and I am honored to be here teaching this class one more time this semester. Actually, I'm teaching two classes this semester. So let's get right to it. The purpose of this video will be to give you an overview of, first of all, where do you find the materials, and then what is expected. So to get us to the right space, or actually our bright space class, you click on this. That is, that B means bright space. So I'm going to come into bright space. I'm going to go to course home. So you have an option. When you sign in, when you get to your course page, you come up here. This is the course home page. It has the information. It has all of the announcements. It has the modules. It has a calendar. I generally don't use this personally. You can. There's nothing wrong with this. I usually use content. So in the content, you will see we have a copy of the syllabus. We have a course schedule. We have a few things like table of contents, which is right here. Getting around bright space, writing style, welcome letter. This is the letter that I sent out in the announcement and sent out early, a few weeks ago even. Textbook. For those that do not have your textbook yet, don't worry. I've included a PDF version of at least the first portions to get us going. You can take a look at that there. Meet the instructor. I won't kill that to death. You can read that as well. But I just want to say that I am honored. I have to tell you, I love teaching. I've been teaching for quite some time now, and it sounds geek-like, but truly, teaching feeds my soul. So I thank everybody for being here and being in this class. Week number 1. Now, as you can see, this little symbol here, hidden. Week number 2, hidden. That means that you when you sign on, you will only be able to see a certain number of weeks. I generally don't release all of the materials because I change them. And plus there's so much material in this class, I try not to inundate you with too much materials. So, what I do on a regular basis, meaning Saturday or Sunday before the upcoming week, I will send out an announcement with the materials and with a video similar to what we're doing here, to give you an idea of exactly what it is that I'm looking for you to cover. So, one more thing before we get going. You can click on the syllabus. I encourage you to take a look at everything that's in here. It goes through the purpose of the course. It will go through the assignments. It goes through the course schedule. But one thing that I did want to point out is that for this class, this is, I teach 2 EDU 600. One class will be meeting an optional Zoom meeting on January 25th at 6:30. I'll send out a link. The other class will meet on January 27th at 6:30. So please take a look go into your course, which if you're signed up for EDU 600, it'll take you to either I mean, go down into the weeds a little bit here, but this course is 600-0001, and the other course I teach is 0005. So it's seamless. When you're in it, you're only going to get one option when you sign on. It will take you to the course. But just beware. If you are in the 0001 class, we will have an optional Zoom meeting on January 25th at 6:30. If you're in the 0005 class, the syllabus will say January 27th at 6:30. So if you can't make this class, don't worry. It's not mandatory. It is certainly, it's an asynchronous class, meaning you do not have to show up at any time. If you can't make it, I record everything. And what we'll do in that class is spend a little more time with the syllabus, and a little bit more time with the assignments and kind of the content of what we'll be doing this semester. So that is it. Please take a look at the materials, get familiar with Brightspace, and now I'm going to click on module number 1, and please read through the introduction. Download the syllabus. You don't have to. If you feel more comfortable keeping things electronically, that's fine. Nobody's going to check to see if you download it or you don't. Some people like paper, some don't. So that's really up to you. Now you're looking at the introductory video. So what I'd like you to do this week, specifically in the first week, is read chapters 1, 2, and 17. Now if you don't have your textbook, don't forget, you can come over here, click on that. I'd like you to tour the entire Brightspace site. Take a look around, see what type of materials are here. I'd like you to select one of 5 abstracts. These are one page. One abstract is on each one of the pages. Actually, page 16 has 2 abstracts. So these are not in depth, but I'd like you to select one of the 5 abstracts, and then, using the discussion forum, briefly respond to the following items: the name of the abstract, the purpose, type of research. If you don't know what kind of research, just say that. But I have to tell you, I'm looking at the first one here. It says this quantitative study. So this semester, we're looking at qualitative and quantitative research. We also looked at mixed methods, which is a combination of both. So most of these abstracts, it tells you what type of research. Sample size. It could be this, they'll say it in the abstracts, a sample size of 25 was used. I don't want you to spend a lot of time on this. If you don't know the data collection tools, if it's not in the abstract, just say it. I will never mark you off for saying I struggled with trying to figure out the methods or the data collections. Say you don't know it at this point, take a stab at it and move on. Number 4, you can take notes or not, that's up to you. Briefly identify a research problem. You don't need to, this is not an action item, but it is, if you have an area that you're interested in studying, we'll spend more time on this and the optional Zoom meeting next week. This ties in with the theme that we developed throughout the course. So just be aware, you maybe have a burning desire to research why students study or why adult students learn math easier in a formal setting. That could be it, but don't worry too much about it. And then I'd like you to participate in several discussion forums. For those that are new, the question might be, how do I even do that? Okay, well, I'm going to show you. So, class introductions, I'm going to click on that, which will take you to this page. So, here's the instructions. You want to start a new thread. Now, I am just going to kind of show you something that I prepared. So here's an introduction I have. I'm going to just copy that. Then I'm going to come back, start a new thread. So right there, this you can see what happened. It brought me into this section. Enter a subject. I'll just put Kevin's intro. And then down here, you can type whatever you want. You can include anything. There's a couple of icons that this section here, you click on that, and you can probably see from the screen it says insert stuff. So you can do a video, you can insert a file. But what I'm going to do, don't forget, I copied and pasted from a Word document. So I'm going to paste, chugging away. So there it is. Here's my introduction. And I'm going to leave it in here. Here's an introduction to me. It's, both professionally, personally, my background, how I got here, and then I added a couple of pictures. Skating with two of my grandkids, me at the General Sherman Tree at Giant Sequoia National Park. With my lovely wife, we've been married for, since 1978, so you can do the math. It's many, many years. And then one of my younger grandkids at a wedding a couple of years ago. So that is it. So you get everything the way you want it, and I'm going to post that. Boom. It's done. So here it is. There's my introduction. Somebody comes in here, they can click on that. They can read it. And then if you're prone to, if you want to, you can reply to the thread. You click on that. So that is really the format of how you create a discussion forum. I'm going to come right back down here. Here's the discussion forum. So we have the class introductions. Give us an introduction to yourself. Whatever you want to share with the class is wonderful. And it always is important that we start developing a sense of community early on. So share whatever you want. Picture of yourself, picture of your pet. It really doesn't matter. Just something that you want to share with the class. I'd like you to read through this, previewing the final paper. Read through that and write one question you have about the essay. Once again, the discussion forums aren't meant to be dissertations. They are meant to be short and brief. Now, one of the keys to these, all of the discussion forums, and we have a lot of them throughout the semester, is I'd like you to do your initial discussion post by Tuesday or Wednesday of the week. So to use the introductions, I'd like you to have your introduction done by, just say this week. We start on Tuesday, so let's just say by Wednesday or Thursday. And then I'd like you to comment on two other classmates' introductions. That's the format. Reading the research abstracts, this is what I mentioned above. The same thing, you pick the abstract. You can do it in bullet point. You could do it in narrative. It's really up to you how you want to do that. One of the big things I'd like to just throw out there for everybody to know and understand is that I am readily available for assistance at any time. If you have any trouble, you're having trouble finding something, you can't find a discussion forum, and believe me, I am far from perfect in the materials that I put out there. Sometimes I don't click on a secondary button, and so you can't even see the discussion forums, but I mentioned it in the introductory video. So if you can't find it, don't sit at home trying to figure out what's going on. Contact me, because if you can't find it and I made an error, which I do make errors, it means that other people are having issues. So that is really it for the week. I want to welcome you once again to EDU 600. In this class, we do dive into research methods in an exploratory manner. We don't get into a tremendous amount of information. For those that are scared that this is a hard statistics class, it is not. We do talk some statistics over a couple of weeks. And there's certain statistical tests that I will be talking about more than others. But that is down the road. You're not going to be asked to figure out and solve mathematical problems and or use mathematical equations. So rest assured, this is about research methods and techniques. It's really a reading, analyzing, and writing course more than it is a research class. So I want to welcome you. If you have any questions about this video, please let me know. I look forward to meeting you throughout the semester, and I look forward to meeting you in person if you can make it at the Zoom meetings on January 25th at 6:30 or January 27th at 6:30. I will send out a link the day of the Zoom. So I wish you the best this semester. I did go a little longer, but there's a lot of materials at the beginning of the class. Once again, welcome. Great success this semester. If you have any questions, please let me know.